I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with a couple of repurchases. I got another package of the Shiseido facial cotton squares, which are pretty self-explanatory. They're just my daily user for a toner, morning and night. Currently, I am back on the Pixi Glow Tonic train, so I do use that morning and night to tone my skin. But they're just such a soft, wonderful cotton, and it's a product I've been using for years, and I'm on like my last 2 squares. So I got another package of those, and then I also grabbed another one of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mists. I've been starting to reach for this a little bit more than the Peach and Lily one that I use more so in the summertime because it's a little bit lighter of a hydrating mist compared to the Glow Recipe, and now it's kind of starting to get cold and my skin is getting a little bit drier. So I've been reaching for this guy again, and so mine is quite low, so I decided to get another one of these guys. I also like to keep one kind of in my bag, so since this one is kind of getting down to the wire a little bit, I might go ahead and chuck this one in there and then open up this fresh one. But they do kind of come by phase, and you shake them up to mix the color. I guess this one doesn't look super, I guess, separated in there, but so the longer that I've had them, because I do shake them up every time that I use them, the less it separates, and then it just ends up kind of looking like a milky color. Nothing wrong with the product or anything like that, but this has got one of the prettiest, most fine misters on it. And you guys have heard me talk about this product for a while as well, but it's an actual face mist that doesn't just sit on the top of the skin. So like I said, I've got dry skin, and a lot of facial mists or setting sprays and stuff like that, they sit on top of the skin without actually making my skin feel more hydrated. This one makes my skin feel more hydrated. So sometimes I can get a little bit of a shine through the T-zone after I spritz it, but I just kind of let it settle and then kind of just powder in the T-zone a little bit to kind of take that away. But I just adore this product for what it does for my skin, and it looks beautiful over makeup as well. So that's the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist right there, and it smells like watermelons. It's divine. And then I finally went ahead and purchased the new reformulated again Dr. Jart BB Premium Beauty Balm. So this is a product that over the years you guys have heard me probably talk about a lot. I've gone through several bottles of this in the past, and I've also been through several reformulations. So the last one that they did I wasn't crazy about, so I stopped kind of purchasing it, and now they've redone it again. So I thought I would go ahead and give it a try. It was kind of like one of those deals where I was adding it to my cart and then not buying it, and then adding it and then not buying it, and then finally I was like, just buy it. So I started out just purchasing the Fair Light shade, and it is quite light, so I did go ahead and get the light medium shade as well. So this has got an SPF of 40 in it. It's a multitasker with niacinamide, hydrates, conceals, protects, which is something I've always liked about the Dr. Jart BB balms in general, is they're really like skin nourishing products. I used to use their Black Label Detox a lot as well. This one's got 2 mineral sunscreens, titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, and then 2 chemical sunscreens in the form of octinoxate and octisalate. So it's an SPF 40, which I love, and in comparison to my like daily go-to, which is the number 7 Protect and Perfect SPF 50, this guy right here, which I've been through several tubes of that. If I were to compare this to that, this has got a little bit more hydration and a little less coverage. So kind of going into the wintertime, it's kind of perfect. Again, the number 7 does sit a little bit heavier on the skin. It's got a higher SPF and it's got more coverage. But that being said, the number 7 still looks really beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look heavy or anything like that, but the Dr. Jart does sit lighter, and it does have, again, a lighter coverage. So these are 1.35 fluid ounce bottles, and I believe this is a Korean skincare brand, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're made in Korea. So they did stick to the same style of packaging, which is like a hard plastic with a pump. I've always wished that they would just put this in a squeeze tube, much like the number 7 foundation, so you can just squeeze it out, because the pumps on here can kind of splatter. You have to really make sure that you get the product down to the nozzle so that it doesn't like spit it out, if you will. I just wish that they'd go to a squeezy tube, because you can't squeeze these. And then when I get down to the bottom, I always twist like the cover off, and there's quite a bit more product inside of here as well. Anyway, they kind of color coordinated the tops as well. So here's the lighter one, and then here is the light medium one. And I think there are 4 shades of this available. So I have got like a 50-50 mix of this on my skin today. And the tones between the two are quite different. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on the back of my hand. I absolutely love the tone of the light version. It's just like so neutral with a just like a dash of pink to it. If I could get this in just a deeper shade with these tones, that would be wonderful. And then we've got the light medium shade, which is, it's quite a bit warmer, and then it also has like a, on me it looks almost like a olivey undertone. So there you've got the light one. Right there, it's the fair light, and then you've got the light medium. So these are the 2 lightest shades. And they're quite, you know, quite different in terms of tones. So again, I've got like a 50-50 mix on my skin today. 3, like, it's like 1.5 pumps of each is what I put on my hand. I could probably get away with just 1 pump of the dark one and 2 pumps of the light one. But I really like this for what it does to my skin. It looks really nice and light, and it feels hydrating, and it also has that SPF, that higher SPF that I really enjoy in like a foundation product. So you can kind of see how mixing them together really blends into my skin quite nice. And I've been wearing this for about a week, and one of the things that I notice is my skin just feels, when I wash it off at the end of the day, it still feels like hydrated, if you will. It feels really nice at the end of the day. With the number 7, it feels nice as well, but like I said, that's just a little bit heavier product, and this one's a little bit lighter and more hydrating, so it just feels really nice on the skin. So no breakouts, no irritation, anything like that, which I was quite concerned about trying another reformulation of it, but it's been good. I haven't had any breakouts again, no skin irritation, nothing like that. So I have really been enjoying this guy right here. So that's the Dr. Jart BB Premium Beauty Balm right there. So we're back in business, Dr. Jart. And then I'm still out there just buying concealers. So I got the new-ish, I guess, Covergirl Simply Ageless Triple Action Concealer, and I got 305 Ivory, which matches me really well. There's 0.24 fluid ounces of product, and this guy is made in the USA. So it's this one right here, and it's got like a little cooling ceramic wand on there. I mean, I just, you know, swipe the concealer on like I do any other. I don't really like use the applicator for any treating type of situation. I have to go back in the tube because of that applicator. It's a ceramic, so it doesn't absorb any product like on a sponge tip or anything like that. So I have to go in a couple times to get enough product for underneath my eyes. But that being said, I really like this concealer. It's really light, and it's got like a light medium buildable type of coverage to it. And it's pretty nice. So again, this is 305 Ivory, and you can see the ceramic kind of wand right there. And I would say I probably go in there 3 times and dot, dot, dot for each eye. So that's about as much product as I use. But it feels very, very nice, and it's got a nice coverage to it while also being super lightweight. So I've been really happy with this guy. Again, that is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Triple Action Concealer. I've mentioned before, like back in the day, Simply Ageless made a corrector and a concealer in a pot, like their foundation, that was just the best, and then they discontinued it. So I keep wishing that they would just like come out with a similar product like their foundation. And I do use the foundation for concealer every now and again, but the concealer corrector product itself had just a little bit more coverage to it and a little bit more correcting properties. It was just so nice. But anyway, I'm always up to try the latest Simply Ageless from CoverGirl because of how much I love that product. And I'll just leave that swatch on there because I've got a couple or 2 other concealers that I'm going to show you, or 2 shades of concealer, I should say. I did go ahead and pick up the Milk Makeup Future Fluid All Over Cream Concealer. So it says 92% natural, medium to full coverage concealer. Defensil Revival, I don't know. And hyaluronic acid help soothe and hydrate. So that's kind of what sold me on it because I do have a drier under eye. There's 0.28 fluid ounces of product in this guy. And then these ones here are made in the USA. So I did go ahead and get 2 shades with the cool undertones. 2C I originally started out with, and it was just much too light. So then I went down to the next shade with the cool undertone, which is 6C. And I have got these underneath my eyes today. About a 50-50 mix is what matches me. So you've got 2C, wait, is it 2C? Yeah, 2C. In 6C, and I think the packaging is really cute. It's quite large for like a concealer style product, but the packaging is cute, and you can see the color through the milk, you know, logo on the outside of it. And then you have got like this little pointed applicator like that, and I kind of only have to go in once with each one and do a 50-50 mix underneath the eyes. So this shade is 6C right here, so that's the darker of the two. And then I'll swatch the 2C shade. And again, this is what I have underneath my eyes. And I have tried these several times with my absolute favorite under eye setting powders, which I don't think pose an issue. They're like undetectable powders on the skin. The loose peach powder, peach blossom powder from Fluorasis, and then also the Flower Nose. Both the pressed hydrating one and also the loose one are just stunning setting powders. So I do have that drier under eye, and I've tried this a couple times wanting to love it, and it just doesn't look that nice underneath my eyes. Like I said, they're drier, and I don't know if it's that hyaluronic acid component, which sometimes can make my under eyes look dry, but they look drier and they look concealery, if that's a word. And it also kind of migrates into my little under eye rolls with those really amazing setting powders. So I'm just like, what the heck? So again, I've tried it a couple different times, and each time that I use it, I just don't care for the way that my under eyes look. They've looked better, if you will. Like when I look in the mirror, they just look drier. Like the little fine lines and stuff are accentuated, and I don't get that using my favorite powders in other concealers. Like the Rem Potted Concealer is so nice. Even that Covergirl concealer, I don't get that. So something about this just doesn't flatter underneath my eyes. So I'm not crazy about it, and I really thought that I would love it, especially with those, you know, hydrating claims and stuff like that. But it's just not flattering for me underneath the eyes. So unfortunately that guy is a no-go. Did I go? No, I wiped the CoverGirl off and I wasn't supposed to, was I? I was going to swatch them together. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, Tara. We'll put the 305 CoverGirl over here so you just kind of can see. Which is kind of the mix of the two, you know. So that's the 2C and that's the 6C. And again, those are the new Milk Makeup Future Fluid All Over Cream Concealers. And I would just want to, especially the packaging is cute. I just want to love that concealer, and I just don't like the way it looks underneath my eyes. So that's unfortunate. And then I finally got some of the new products from the Chantecaille collection that came out. So I got one of their lip cheeks, and lip cheeks are such a beautiful formula. I keep buying them, and there's yet to be one that's my daily wear. Like one that I could just throw on. It's like a really pretty kind of nude shade up until this one, which it could be a little more nude because I really like a nude, but this is probably the lightest, most daily wear shade that they've come out with in their lip cheek formula. So it's the shade Yarrow, and again, it's their lip cheek. There's 0.09 ounces of product in here, and this guy is made in Italy. So that's the box packaging, and this is actually what I have got on my lips today. It is such a pretty, on my skin tone, kind of a light to mid-tone pink shade, and these are, they feel so nice. They feel like a balm. They're so shiny like a gloss, but they're not super sticky. They don't gather like on the inner portion of the lips with that high gloss shine to them. It's just a really amazing formula from Chantecaille. I've actually worn, like, you can kind of see right there how much of this I've worn so far. So I do have it on today, and I lined my lips with Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, which I hadn't worn in a while. So that is my lip combination. They're so pretty. So pretty. I'm tempted to try the pinky shade too, but I was kind of nervous that it would be a little bit too mid-tone for me. But this is the shade Yarrow right here, and it's just stunning. So that is the Lip Chic and Yarrow from Chantecaille, and it's got this really pretty two-tone bronze packaging. I would have loved if they would have put one of the big cats on the packaging, but... And then I also picked up both of the quads. I love to pick up their collections where they give a part of the proceeds back. So this one is the Cougar Eye Quartet. So each of these has 4 shades that are 0.07 ounces per shade, and they're also made in Italy. There's kind of a little paper sleeve that has the kind of shades, how you can kind of use them. And then here's the box packaging. And this again is the Cougar. I adore their animal packaging. So this is the Cougar, and this is the more neutral of the two. So this one's got kind of 2 satin matte shades, which are these ones, and then you got a shimmery kind of bronze, and then a satin one up in the corner. And when I used this, it wasn't standalone enough for me because there weren't like light, kind of brighter contoury type shades in here. And I wasn't super nuts about the way the look came out of this one. It's very tame for having a cougar on the cover. But I do like the formulation that Chantecaille comes out with, but I'm not crazy about the particular finishes or shades in this one. This color, the bronzy one, is absolutely stunning. And that slate gray did look pretty in the crease, but the shades to blend it out with just didn't fade the gray out nice enough for me, and it looked kind of patchy, I guess. And I mean, other than, you know, this beautiful packaging and the, you know, it's a luxury brand, Chantecaille, I mean, these particular shades, you can get them elsewhere for quite a bit cheaper. So that is the Cougar Quartet right there. And then the other one is the Black Jaguar Eye Quartet. And I do like this one better than the other one because I can make this one standalone because of the light kind of highlight shade. And then there's two deeper, well, 3 actually deeper shades, and one makes a pretty decent blend out. So I do like this one better than the other one just because I can use it by itself. And the shades for me blended together with each other better than the other one. So let's, oh, I'm having issues here. This is the packaging again, right there. Very cute. And then these 3 shades are Shimmer and Shine. And then this one right here is like a satin kind of a color. So nothing super flat matte in this one. You know, I've said it before, not everybody likes the most, you know, pigmented in your face kind of colors. These are tamer shadows, if you will. So that one right there is the Black Jaguar Eye Quartet. Right there. Gosh, I just love that packaging. And then I also placed an order on the GlamLite website. I got a couple pieces from the Michaela Pot 2 collection, which the eyelashes in Code Orange from her first collaboration with GlamLite are like some of my favorite eyelashes. They're what I have got on today. I do clip like a quarter of the lash off, but I love those eyelashes. So I thought I would try the 2 new ones that she came out with. It was so hard to see in the pictures because the packaging is really dark, kind of what the eyelash would look like. So I did get both of them because I couldn't like see. So this first one is, what is the color or kind? High Fashion is this first one. And I did trim these ones down already, and I'm going to pull the plastic out so you can actually see the lash, because otherwise you can't see the lash. So that's the High Fashion, and that's the longer, more full version out of the 2. And then the other one is Daydreamer, and these ones are like a lighter version of High Fashion. Same kind of style though, just like less definitive and less kind of full. And so again, that one is the Daydreamer eyelash. So I did cut both of these down to fit my eye. And then I wanted just a little bit more curl in them because they were kind of straight, which I do that with a lot of lashes. And I use the Refer eyelash curler. I found a use for the eyelash curler to kind of curl lashes that kind of lose their curl after you wear them a lot. But these ones are a different material, and I just did it like I normally would any other lash, and it put the strongest kink in the lash that I was like, this is a different like material. It crimped them just like straight up, and I just barely like squeezed on it. So I don't think, I don't feel like the quality of these ones is quite like the ones of the other ones. Like you can see, and I tried to use the warmth of my finger to like straighten out the crimp, but you can see that there's still kind of a really jagged crimp in that one right there. And I just curled them kind of nice, and they just made them funny. So they are a different material. I prefer the other material compared to these ones, and I also prefer the Code Orange lash to both of these pairs. So, and those lashes are made in China is what it says on the box. And then I also got the new Michaela Pot 2 eyeshadow palette. So it's this guy right here. This is the box packaging. There's Michaela on the back, and this one's got 36 grams or 1.26 ounces of product, which is an absolute ton, and it's also made in China. And then the actual packaging is a cardboard, and it's got like these faux gold flakes in the like cover of it, which I'm not like super crazy about it, but I really like the color story in here. There's a mirror in there as well. And this is the palette that I've got on my eyes today, and I've worn this quite a few times as well, and the looks are just so pretty. I get along with the GlamLite shadow formula really well. And it is a standalone for me because of these two lighter shades. However, in today's look, because both of those are quite shimmery and the blues are very vivid, I did bring in Wet n Wild's Brulee for underneath the brow just to kind of tame it down a little bit. So I've got this palette on with the Wet n Wild Brulee underneath the brow. And I mean, it's so pretty. They're so easy to work with. They're really pigmented. The shimmers are really pretty as well. So let's go ahead. There's 30 of them, I believe, so we better get a swatch in. There's a nice range of shimmers and mattes in here. I would have just included one brow bone matte for kind of how I like to do shadow. But their shimmer formulation is so pretty too. Like, just really shiny, pretty shades. Yeah, and I've got the first one as well. There's kind of some larger micro glitters or like shimmers in that one that make it a little bit loose feeling in the pan. But I've got that guy on the inner portion of the lid. Like, how pretty are those shimmers, right? And then these guys. And then this middle row. I don't know if I'm going to fit all of these. I have to use the side of my arm too. This purple is so pretty. Put these guys. Blues, which I've got on, I think all 4 of these blues. And then these last 2. So that guy is the Michaela Pot 2. Look how pretty those shades are though. So, so pretty. And I've got this guy on my eyes today. I guess this is eyeshadow and pressed pigments on the back. But very, very pretty. And lastly from GlamLite, I thought I would go ahead and try one of their Hershey Kisses palettes. I think that they came out with 4 of these. I just got the one in milk chocolate, so it comes like you're getting candy. And it's got like a zip top closure there, and then it's like a giant Hershey Kiss. Now the little top is a little hard to open because that's the only place to kind of open the palette is right at the top. And then this guy's also made in China, and there's a total 0.23 ounces of product in here across 6 shades. And there's kind of a little 1, 2, 3 guide that I kind of never use. And then 3 shimmer shades and 3 mattes. Now, everything in here is kind of mid-tone or deeper, and so I always wish to bring in something a little lighter with this one, but it does have that same really nice quality from GlamLite. So let me go ahead and give you guys some swatches. See, this one's got the shine, but it has that kind of little bit deeper, like, undertone to it, so it's just not quite bright enough for me. Oh, I think I'm shaking the camera. And then these 2 shades. Very, very cute packaging, though. I kind of want the rest of them as well, but cute, right? So that's the milk chocolate. Do these smell? Not really. They do not smell, but that's the packaging. It's like a giant Hershey Kiss. So that's the GlamLite milk chocolate one right there. And then I also got this eyeliner from Sephora collection, and I've got it on the waterline right now. It's their 12-hour colorful contour eye pencil, and it says waterproof on here. So I got the shade 50 Peacock Blue, and there's 2 other shades that I'm looking at, but I just wanted to get the one to see how well it would last. And this does wear pretty nice on the waterline for a decent amount of time. I do get fading on the outer corner and just a little bit of transfer on the inner corner, but it does a pretty darn good job, and this is such a stunning shade. So again, this is what I've got on my waterline, and it's the shade Peacock Blue. They kind of remind me, like, especially this shade reminds me of the Marc Jacob Highliner Gel Crayon. I went through so many of those. It was Introvert. I think that was the shade. There was a green one and there was a teal one, and I wore so many of those. Like, I've gone through like full pencils of them, and then they discontinued them. They dried out quickly, so I was glad I used them up quickly. That's a whole other thing, but this is a really nice liner from the Sephora collection, 12-hour colorful in Peacock Blue right there. And then I got in some PR packages from some of my absolute favorite brands. So this first one is from Fantasy Cosmetica, and they sent me over their latest palette. It's called Bard, B-A-R-D. And this guy here launches on September 29th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I believe this is their 4th palette that they have come out with. And the formulation reminds me of like Sugar Drizzle, which is one of my favorite formulations as well. It's a really, really nice formula. So it does say on the back here, not tested on animals, 12 months. It's got 9 shades that are 0.05 ounces each. And then this guy is made in China. So here's the sleeve for the palette right there. It mimics the actual palette, which is a cardboard packaging. I've worn this a couple times as well, and like I said, I get along with this formula really well too. It's very pigmented. The shimmers are just like one of those like wet, super sparkly looks to them. This palette is not a standalone for me though, because everything in here is kind of mid-tone or deeper. But these colors, you guys, these colors are stunning. They're so pretty. So there are 4 matte shades that are in the corners of the palette. So matte, and then these center kind of shades are the shimmers. And they're just really, really pretty. Let's do the mattes first. Kind of swatch them all together here. then these shimmers, which are stunning. I did get a look out of here that, I mean, I was able to kind of use this shade, but it does again have a little bit more of a depth to it for kind of like in the light, you can see the shine is quite light, but the color as a whole is a little more mid-tone on my skin tone. So I do like to bring in something with a little added brightness, but look at how pretty those are. And that's got like a duochrome with like a pink and an orange in it, that shade. And then I think all of those are duochrome shades, the shinies. They're so pretty. Such a pretty color story. So that is the new Fantasy Cosmetica Bard eyeshadow palette right there. And again, that launches on September 29th. And an absolute huge thank you to Fantasy Cosmetica for sending that guy over. It was getting kind of warm in here, so I cracked the window and it's a little windy outside. So I apologize if you hear some weather outside. But I also got in a PR package from Nomad Cosmetics, which is one of my absolute favorite indie brands, and they came out with a new eyeshadow palette, and it is called the Hudson Valley eyeshadow palette. And I gotta show you guys how it comes. So it comes in this little paper wrapped up with the pumpkin stamped on there, and then these always come with a card with the destination that the palette is inspired by. And then this one also has got Nomad's Guide to Hudson Valley Foliage Trail, which I believe upstate-ish New York is where Hudson Valley is. But I thought this was cute, and when I was like looking at it, I was like, gosh, if I wish I was like around the area. This looks like something super fun to do. But it's got like this little guide. Then you got like Sleepy Hollow down at the bottom there, but just a really nice like little touch there. And then the palette packaging is so pretty. Like, if this does not scream fall, I do not know what does. So this is the box packaging. And then it does say on the back, Destination Hudson Valley, New York. Foliage Trail is the coordinates and inspiration, falling in love with fall. On the back of the palette that it's manufactured at Nomad Labs in China, there are 15 shades that are 0.05 ounces each, which is a pretty nice amount of product. So here is the actual packaging, cardboard, magnetic closure. And then you've got a mirror in there. And then here are your shades. This one's got quite a few matte shadows in it with 12. And then 3 of their shimmers, which their shimmer formulation is so pretty. It's another one with that really like wet look with the suspended like multi-dimensional kind of sparkles in it. I love that formulation, and I get along with the Nomad formula so well, and their color stories that they do they just fit my vibe. Their Haunted Europe palette, which I think is on sale right now, I'm so tempted to buy a backup of that palette, because that's one of my favorite palettes in my whole collection, especially like this time of the year. I use it all year round, but like going into October, it's just so perfect. It's such a beautiful palette. So this is their latest iteration, and there are really pretty little embossings on each pan as well. This guy was my favorite, the Sleepy Hollow, which is kind of hard to see, and I've used him quite a few times. I do like to bring in something like Aether Beauty Pure Diamond Dust for highlighting, because everything in here too is just a little bit mid-tone or deeper. I mean, there are some lighter shades, but I like that, just that little extra brightness on the inner corner. And then underneath the brow, this deepens on me to kind of be more of a transition-y shade up top. So it's a little bit darker than it kind of appears there on my skin tone. So let's go ahead and swatch these guys. Let's just go like do the warms first, and then we'll do the greens. But the Nomad formula for me is so easy to work with. And some of the color stories are quite bright looking, but for whatever reason, when I use them, they always come out looking like fun and bright, but wearable. I know I've said that before, but that's kind of how I feel about it. So those are the first 4 warm mattes. 2. And then I'll do the warm sparkle shades here. Gosh, this palette is stunning, you guys. If you're looking for a fall eyeshadow palette, look no further. I love it. So pretty. And then we'll do these greens. So this is the green shimmer shade. And I actually put this one all over the lid and it worked fine. I thought it was bright enough just to use on the lid, but then I did bring in a matte brow bone for underneath the brow because I wasn't gonna like put the shimmery green underneath my brow. And there's something about these greens that are like, I don't know, neutral grungier type of greens that are just so pretty. And these last ones. So those are the swatches right there of the new Nomad Hudson Valley eyeshadow palette. And it is a stunner. Something about Nomad palettes, like all of them, I don't know what it is. Tell me if I'm not the only one who does stuff like this, but like I just like to hold them and look at them. There's something about them, I don't know, but anyway, super stunning palette, especially for fall right there. And a huge thank you to Nomad for sending this guy over. It's so pretty. And then lastly, I got a PR package from the House of Sillage, and I was one of those things where I was just kind of beside myself while I was opening it up. And I had seen this on their Instagram and I got really excited about it because it was a sweet fragrance. And I get along with the House of Sillage sweeter fragrances so well. So I was really excited to smell it because I also really loved the original Mickey Mouse fragrance. So they came out with the Minnie Mouse fragrance, which I love the original, the Mickey Mouse one. But I think I love the Minnie Mouse one even more. It's such a pretty sweet fragrance. So let me, before I get into all of that, I'll read you the notes and stuff like that. This was in the package. It's like a reusable bag, and it's got Mickey and Minnie on there. It says, to celebrate the greatest love story ever known of Mickey and Minnie Mouse, we created the perfect pairing that's sweet and joyful, just like Minnie Mouse. Wear it alone or layer with the ever popular Mickey Mouse perfume. So I've been enjoying just wearing the Minnie Mouse by itself so much that I didn't mix it yet, which I've been enjoying mixing the two candy, what are they, the cream chiffon and Sweet Atelier. Mixing those two is divine, and the Sweet Atelier fragrance is on sale on the House of Sillage website, and I'm contemplating a backup of that because I've been wearing that one nonstop as well. I was wearing that one nonstop before I got this one. So I'm tempted to buy a backup of that one, but I've been mixing those two fragrances from the House of Sillage, and the mixture of the two is really, really nice. So tomorrow, or I could just put a spritz on now too, I guess. Maybe I should. But the original Mickey Mouse fragrance from the House of Sillage is really sweet, but it's a coconut sweet, and it really reminds me of summer. And 2 spritzes of that will last me all day, and you can smell it all day too. It's a strong, sweet coconut fragrance, and the House of Sillage fragrances are so concentrated with perfume oil that you only need 2 or 3 spritzes, and they always, for me, last a really long time. And I'm somebody who likes to get whiffs of my fragrance throughout the day. I like to continually smell it. So you can definitely do that with these ones. It came so beautifully packaged, and the box is so big, like I can't like hold it up. I'd probably definitely knock my camera down. So I had to grab the pieces out of the box. So there was this little cute guy right here, which I'm going to give to my mom because I have got the full sizes of the fragrances, and they're little like smaller kind of sample sprays of both the Mickey and the Minnie Mouse fragrance. And I think she needs to experience the joy that are these fragrances. So I'm going to give that guy to her. And then there's also a candle, and it's got Mickey and Minnie Mouse on it. Here is the outside candle. When I burn this, when I finally decide to burn the wick, it's going to be exciting to like keep this for like makeup brushes or something because the jar is so cute. So this is actually the Mickey Mouse fragrance in this candle, which again is a sweet coconut scent. It's also really, really nice. Oh, I need to mix these fragrances. I'm very intrigued by that. So that's the candle. And then there was also the travel spray set, which, oh, this is so beautiful, you guys. This is the box again. Look at how pretty the travel case is. And there is a spritzer that goes inside the travel case, one of the Mickey Mouse and also one of the Minnie Mouse. But look at how beautiful this is. It's so pretty, and it's nicely weighted. Look at the top. The attention to detail is just stunning on this guy. Well, all of the House's HOS fragrances, to be honest, but this is kind of how their travel sprays work. You just pop it in there, and it fits all of their travel sprays as well. This is so pretty to look at. It's so stunning. Something about the Swarovski crystals against the black and red gold enamel there is just stunning. Let's just keep looking at it. It's really, really pretty. So you got Mickey and Minnie on there. And that's their Mickey and Minnie travel spray set right there. And then we've got our main event here, which is the fragrance. And the bottle on this one is so cute. So here's the box that it comes in. So again, this is the Minnie Mouse one. I already took the little fluff that was on the top. It's the cutest bottle. And these always come with authentication cards inside the box as well. So let me get this guy out. And there's also a cloth to wipe down the bottle as well, like a microfiber cloth, which I can't find. But they all come with like a microfiber cloth so that you can like polish it and stuff. But look at this bottle, you guys. It's encrusted with Swarovski crystals. Again, look at that. And I'm going to read you guys the notes too, but I'm going to give you my explanation of it. So it's a really sweet fragrance, but it's not, for me, it's not like a warm sweet. So I can just wear it by itself. And it reminds me of a cross between Sweet Tarts and cotton candy. It is so, so good, and I've been wearing it all week. I am one of those people that like a really sweet fragrance. The cream chiffon right here is a warm sweet fragrance. So the really, really warm sweet fragrances, I do like to mix this one with the Sweet Dreams. I think I call it Sweet Atelier. The collection is Sweet Atelier. The fragrance is Sweet Dreams, the one with the pink top, and that one's on sale. Like I said, I'm tempted to buy a backup of that because I love it. So I like to mix the Sweet Dream with the cream chiffon because this one is a warm, very, very sweet, and I like to mix them. Warm for me, sometimes if it's too warm of a sweet, it can make me feel, it's just like a personal thing, it can make me feel a little lightheaded, but mixing that with other fragrances is just stunning. So this one right here I can wear by itself with it being really sweet, and again, it's like that cotton candy mixed with Sweet Tarts. It's so, so nice. And then I'll show it next to the Mickey fragrance, which is the first one that they did. So here's the Mickey, and then there's the Minnie. I mean, come on. They're so cute. And then too, I do think that they are quite different fragrances. Even though they're both quite sweet, the Mickey fragrance for me is much more summery, coconutty, where this one is like I said, cotton candy, Sweet Tarts. Let me read the notes for you guys real quick too, because that might be more helpful than my description. I don't know. I always wonder that, like, is my description helpful or is like reading the notes more helpful? I always feel like other people's descriptions is more helpful. I don't know. So the top notes are marshmallow, and then it says creamy notes, and then the heart notes are raspberry, caramel, and coconut. The base notes are vanilla, musk, and cedarwood. It says bottle is crafted from the finest quality French glass, hand painted by skilled haute joaillerie artisans, jewelry artists, adorned with over 100 Swarovski crystals and plated in 18 karat gold. And it's a 2.5 fluid ounce bottle. It says fragrance for all on there. It says, just like its pairing, the delightful and sweet fragrance of Minnie Mouse will instantly transport you to the excitement of entering the magical world of Disney. Yeah, that's a perfect description. With like cotton candy and Sweet Tarts, you think of Disney World, right? That's like a perfect description. Yeah, they're better at it than I am, so. And all that delectable treats it has to offer. This charming scent will certainly bring joyful smiles and happiness to those all around. So yeah. Oh, it's so pretty too. And the scent is so pretty as well. Just like a massively huge thank you to the House of Sillage for sending over this package. I adore the fragrances. I adore the bottle. Ugh, all the feels, man. All the feels, you guys. If you like sweet fragrances, I would definitely try this one. And that is everything that I have for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.